Hey guys, GameFan back with the first Hero Siege video of Season 18. Now, I'm a little bit sick, you might be able to see or hear that. I'm sorry about that, but the videos has to come out eventually because my uni semester is going to start tomorrow, so I have to spend a little extra time on that and a little less time in front of the computer. It's just, casual stuff. But I will still upload, so you will have some good ass content to watch. And the only reason I have a hoodie on is because my hair looks like shit. Thank you for asking, but I still have the black shirt, so I'm not that sick. As you can see, I am 133 right now, with around 20 hours of playtime. We did quite some farming, as you can see, not that much. I mean, 133 is not that high, but with the Amazon it was super fast. I'm going to go over how I got my season start going. It's actually not that complicated, like it's not some 5-head omega large brain stuff, it's just, knowing the game a little bit. The way I start is just go out first zone, literally first zone, outskirts of Inoya. First of all, pick up all the quests in the town, obviously. In first town, in the second town, I didn't do my quests. I was just like, no, I couldn't be bothered. I could level and get items faster by skipping other quests. But I feel like these starter ones are quite okay. You can do the other ones too. You go into outskirts of Inoya and there is going to be a dungeon here, which is going to be like the rat cave or something. The rat den. There is going to be a guaranteed deposit of ore here. It's going to be 3. Now we got kind of unlucky because we got 2 iron, and you cannot mine iron until you have 125 mining, which is a little high. But you can get at least 1 copper from here. It's like a 1/3 chance that an ore is going to be iron, not copper. And there is going to be another 3 here. Wow, we got really unlucky if I was to start that now. And then you're going to get this chest, which is like 200 rubies for you, and probably some good rare items that you can be used to level. And after that, you pretty much just go through the rest of the campaign like regular, like don't really stop for anything else. And you make sure that the Devil's Breach Damien is level 31 zone. I think the end is somewhere like 35. So you should probably over level that, because Damien is a difficult fight, especially if you're first trying it and you don't have flight. Flight is really important. Either try to get that through just farming random zones with relics, maybe the Highland Mines or the old mining village, because these have some really good dungeons with some extra copper that you can be doing mining before you move on to nightmare difficulty. Or you just get some more levels and just straight up become more powerful, because that's the big problem. The Damien fight is really bad. I don't know why it's the way it is. You're not going to get kill credit, so if you're relying on something like this, if you're playing an Amazon and you have this node from the Valkyrie tree, you're going to get a bunch of damage if you kill enemies. Well, the fake Damien heads don't count as kills, so you're not gonna get any damage bonus, and you're gonna be suffering in like a tiny platform and trying to dodge all those projectiles. Make sure you have a health potion on if you can. Then you're going to move on to Act 5, and then you're going to be farming Mount Fuji to get your mining to first level 125 and then to 225. You should be looking for around a dungeon here, because this is going to be like the best dungeon to farm out mining. I mentioned that the Rat Den has like 6 guaranteed nodes, right? Well, this dungeon has guaranteed 20, so it's going to be pretty fast. The zone level is like reasonably high here, and then even higher in Nightmare, so you're actually going to get like a decent amount of EXP to catch up. And then you go to next level. There is also 3 on each of these platforms, 2 or 3 on each of these platforms. Make sure you don't die to this, okay? You just take your time and just walk around here, okay? You don't need to be that fast. You're going to be doing this zone a couple of times. Once you get to 225, you're not going to get any more mining points from these. So that's when you're going to finish normal difficulty, as you would usually do. You go finish Act 5 and 6. You don't need to finish Act 7. That's the good thing. You don't need to finish Act 7. Then you go on to Nightmare. You don't really need to stick to any zones until you again reach Mount Fuji. As you can see, it's a zone level 87, which is pretty high if you're like just blitzing through the game, because I was around 76 when I was here farming for gold, so you can get some pretty nice EXP to catch up before you eventually transition to hell. Okay, so here's the Fuji crater again. Found this first try both times, pretty good. Now on Nightmare it's going to be guaranteed 20 gold veins, so you're going to be done with this pretty fast. From 225 you need to go to 500. to be able to mine ruby ores. So again, you just go at the same spots. These are always going to be in the same, the layout never changes. And once you have a bunch of just, if you go here in this, go into mining, and you're going to have copper, gold, iron. These are what you're going to have when you're done with nightmare difficulty. You can go here and you can just sell your copper in the beginning. Now, why I would think about this is these are all materials that you will need a lot to make jewel crafting materials, because it actually costs a lot of copper and iron and everything. So it's really dependent on whether you want to get the jewel crafting done or you want to get yourself rubies to buy items from other players. So I usually just sell my early ores so I can get my items pretty fast. You go into here in the search bar, you can go for copper ore. You go for the unit price to see what the minimal is, like what is the cheapest that you can sell for. It's 160 per piece. I would sell for like 170 per piece, okay? If you have like a bulk of like, I don't know, 2, 3, 500. As you can see, people are selling for more and people are buying for more, obviously. So you can actually get a pretty decent amount of items for yourself. And then once you have like, I don't know, I think I had around 160,000 rubies once I get to early hell difficulty. And then when I was level 90, I already had my full set and everything. Like most of my other items were already here because I just had all that ore that I could sell immediately. And you can do this in like 5 hours. You can be ready to do level 90 plus content because you're just such a good gamer and I believe in you. I do. Okay, so once you have that big amount of stuff, you're going to mostly look for your own weapon type. For me, it would be Javelin. Go for this and go for Rarity Satanic Plus because that's what you're going to be looking for. As you can see, there is a bunch of listings. Crystal Infused Javelin is a level 1, so make sure you're not buy this if you are buying stuff for your end game character. Then you just do this for the rest of the items. For example, there is a pretty low level pair of gloves which you can equip. It's the Throat Cutters. Now it can come with any elemental damage base. It can come with fire, cold, poison, whatever. And here, if you are playing an Amazon like I do, you go for damage type and you go for poison, and then price lowest. And as you can see, there is one for 5,000, pretty cheap, and you can use it from level 60. It's 86 quality, not the best, not the worst. And you're going to get a bunch of damage. This item is going to carry you pretty heavily from level 60. If this is the only thing you have, it's again 5,000. That's like nothing pretty much. You can get that from just like quests and just killing monsters. So that's how I geared up until level like 80 or something. I did nightmare difficulty just the same, finished act 6 and then came to hell. And then it's the boring part. You just go into fields of battle and then this is what you're going to be doing pretty much for the rest of the season. Okay, no, that's a little bit too much, but pretty much this is the best EXP zone by far because you're going to have these maggots. Let me just look some up. I've killed a lot before, but you're going to see what I mean by that. Is there these maggots, and these when killed split into 4 smaller enemies and all of them give like proper EXP. As you can see, there is a bunch of extra mobs popping out and it's just going to be incredible EXP. Pretty much nothing matches this because it's just so good. Now you have to pay attention. These guys have a slowing puddle which they throw out pretty frequently. There's going to be a lot of them if you don't have enough damage. And there is going to be these skeletons which are going to be charging at your way, I think like 3 times, and then they're going to deal an AoE damage. See, 1, 2, 3, and then they did the area stun. If you pick a hell difficulty too high, then you're going to be in some big trouble and you're going to lose both EXP and your relic. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then if you feel more comfortable, if you have a bit more reduction, I don't have any exact number on how much this number should be. This determines on how tanky you are. If you have a lot of extra copper and you didn't sell it, or you just farmed some extra because why not, you can go into this mining node in the crafting and you just craft a random relic. You're going to have a chance of either picking it up or rerolling for another 25, and then you're just going to, if you are super overloaded on copper, then you can just get yourself some pretty nice stuff. And then I had a couple of good items. These are the ones that I kept. I've had 2 Bifrost keys, which is like 200, how much, like 260k and then 270k. I've had a Dam Rune, which sold for 800k, I only got 720, kind of sad. And then I've had a heroic item drop, which was a pretty decent roll. It sold for 450k. I mean, I got 450k, and then this is like a ruby sale which I did. So I decided to keep my my mailbox items from like the bigger sales, so you guys can see what notable items I found throughout the season so far, and I will be keeping that just in case anybody's interested. Probably nobody's gonna be interested in that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and your season is going super well. I know I'm super late, like this is the February 6th and the season started in the 24th, so I'm pretty late. The leaderboards are going, people are like hero level 70 or 80 plus, but yeah, I feel like I'm having fun, but I'm definitely going to go back to hardcore. There is currently a bug or a glitch, I don't know, which you can abuse in hardcore. If you reset the game at the moment you die, you are not dead. So yeah, you can just like, whoops, I didn't mean to die there. Better press my macro, and then I'm like, whew, that was really close, right? And it kind of just, I don't want to play hardcore until that thing is not fixed. So that if we get there, then I'm going to play my demon spawn. I'm gonna play marksman because it seems really good, and I'm going to try out some other stuff. And until the next video, guys, see you later. Bye.